2x3s for trusses in the roof. Ain't that awful?
Oh, yeah, I believe I've seen that, too. Because they're manufactured, I guess they get some kind of, forgiveness. Either that or the first one they showed them, to get the certification probably was built differently. I don't know. I don't know how they get away with that. And now they're talking about the international code. Instead of using 2x4s, they want people to use 2x6s for your framing.
Right. I mean, I use 2x6s on my house. All my walls, everything 2x6. But that's my house. A lot of people who don't, though, they still use 2x4.
Yeah, I use 2x4. But then later on, they came out with the, they were talking about going to 2x6. I don't know. That ain't code now, is it?
Not that I know of. I don't think so. I don't know, but they change a lot of codes now and then, you know what I mean? So I don't know. It could be, but I haven't heard of it.
They were talking about it at the time I was framing this house. So, not that I was framing it. I framed it in a garage and then transported it here by two flatbeds. And but there was still, I had to do the inside framing for the bedrooms and bathrooms and all of that stuff.
Right.
Let me see something. I have pictures of the framing, I think. I got so many pictures. The land clearing, septic tank, the drain field.
All right, just testing. And test the mic out, see how it sounds. Oh, nobody's talking. KG2MM.
Yeah, I got a bunch of them. You know what I mean? I got a bunch of pictures, so I was looking through mine too, but yeah, tons of them. Too many pictures. When you're looking for pictures, you find every picture you want except for the right one. You know what I mean?
Really?
And then if that was the one I was looking for, I'd have never found it either, because it'd have been just like the other one. So I don't know.
Yeah, here goes one. This is when we were framing, well, when we put the walls up.
No, okay. You're putting them on signal then? I'll run down there real quick and check that out and look at it. Let me get this turned on. I'll sit there and mess around with my thing here. But anyway, let me check it out. I'll be right there.
I got one of when the walls were going up, and I'll send one of where I was doing the walls inside. I paid $135 fee when you see it. $175 a day.
Well, I wasn't working on $175 a day for that crane.
So I don't know.
Yeah, $175 for that crane. And I used them 6 hours.
$175 a day. That's a lot of radio equipment that went out in that crane right there, though.
Yeah, well, I only had to pay the $175 because we were done in 6 hours. All of that stuff was rebuilt in a garage, a very big garage, and then loaded on a flatbed, and then we used the crane to put them in place.
Oh, so you bought your house prefabbed, and then they brought it to you. So is that how that went?
Actually, no, I bought the plans, and me and my brother-in-law and my Penny's cousin's husband, we put it together inside of a 25 by 50-foot shed. Well, not shed, steel building.
Oh, well, that's cool. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
In other words, it was prefabbed.
Yeah, well, it's a regular 2x4 deal. I mean, just like you build the walls if you did it on the location, but I did it in the comfort of a building.
Well, it was prefabbed.
Well, prefab, they don't really use the kind of construction material that you use on this. Like each section of the roof, each section of the floor were separate decks. Eight decks all total for the roof, 8 decks all total. Well, there was 10 decks total for the roof, 8 decks total for the floor. So when you put two of these decks together, there's 2x8s or 2x8s that are butted up against each other for to give you extra support. A little overkill, but it worked great.
The point of the matter is, it was put together inside of a building. That makes it prefab. You didn't go out there on the job site and build it stick for stick for stick. So you prefabbed it in a shop and pulled it out there on a flatbed trailer and had it dropped off with a crane truck and stood them up.
It doesn't make a difference how I've done it. It's not, a prefab is built differently than a stick-built house. This is a stick-built house. It wasn't assembled. It was assembled on site, but it still used the same materials you do with a stick-built house. Prefabs use cheaper stuff.
Don't you mean it's a kit house? You just bought the kit and then put it all together. It's still stick-built, right?
Yeah, well, I bought the plans. I designed it. I sent the plans out to get certified because the beam was important. And then when it came back, that's when I built it off the blueprint.
Right, that's same as mine. Now we bought a blueprint from 84 Lumber, and my wife modified it 17 times since she's standing here since before I got done. But yes, I understand.
Oh yes, I know. My better half did the same thing.
I can't talk about it right now. She's standing here going, blood pressure's low.
I can't find the interior pictures. I think she has them. Well, I will show you what it looked like at the end of the day after we got it all assembled. This is 6 hours later. We started early in the morning. This is what we ended up with the next day. I came back with the doors and dried it in.
Well, they got a 4.3 roof on it?
12.
12.3?
Yeah.
12 or a 4 and 12?
3 and 12. It doesn't look like it's down.
Mine has a 4 and 12.
Is that what you want?
Mine has a 4 and 12.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this one's pretty pointy. It doesn't look like that. You can see the LV beam in the front of that second picture sticking out. It goes all the way to the front.
Right. Yep, that's a nice place. Let me see if I can find a picture of my phone.
What it looked like once it was completed.
Right. I'm looking on my phone to see if I can find a picture of mine. I might be able, I don't know. So give me 1 second and I'll be back in just a minute.
Okay, this is what it looked like. Richard put up this time. The only thing I need to do outside, and I didn't want to do it, is the overhang of the porch. You should notice that there's no plywood up there. I didn't put any plywood up there. She liked the way it looked. But the carpenter bees are having a field day with those joists. So I got to get me some bug juice and put it in some paint and get some plywood to stick up there. Like something like what you showed, the masonite board that you were showing, but wood, something like that to go up there. And then we're still undecided on what color to paint the stairs and the deck. We didn't do the floor of the deck on any of the porches. There's one there, one on the side, one in the back, because we can't come up with an agreement on a color between me and her. And I just want to hit it with brown. She's like, no, it'll show the clay. I said, it'll be brown if it looks like clay. And so we're still undecided. And the front door is just primed. We still haven't picked a color for that.
So on the underneath side of that roofing right there, what color is it? That's regular wood?
Paint. That's not paint. Like you said, that's primer is what that is.
What's that?
Like your door, it's primed. It's not painted. Everybody says, no, it's paint. I said, no, it's primer.
Yeah, it's primer. I haven't painted it yet. I've cleaned it, but I haven't painted it yet. What was your question, Richard?
I said that hangover off the front of the house there, is that wood, just raw wood?
Yeah, it's all wood. That's the whole roof. Just like what's covering the house, it goes all the way to the front.
That's the reason why the carpenter bees are having a heyday with it.
Past the porch. Those are 6x6 posts I used. On the side porch there, those are 4x4s. But on the front, everything's 6x6. 2x6 for the handrails. There's little handrails along the side of it. You really can't see it in this picture. That's why I didn't put them on yet. And then the stiles are all black, complement of Penny. I still got some more of them. Matter of fact, we had extra ones. She painted those too. They're in the shed, so we got some spares if we ever need one. And then the windows need to be painted, around the edge there, because that's primer. Well, it's actually PVC, but they could use a different color. The door, whatever color we finally decide here, and that's probably going to be happening this spring.
Every chance I get, if I install a window or a door, it has PVC brick molding or a PVC all the way around the window.
Well, those windows are PVC already, but I haven't. I don't know if I want to paint them. They're white. There's nothing else that's really white except for the door. I don't know. She doesn't want nothing dark, though, so we haven't decided on a color.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people like that just because they don't have to do nothing with it if you don't want to, you know what I mean? And don't have to worry about painting it or have to getting up there to paint. They really like the PVC, especially the brick molding anymore. I switch out a lot of it.
Oh, I got you. And that front porch is bolted to the bottom plate of the house. It's got, I think, 6 bolts that go through the bottom plate. And it was 6 bolts. bolts.
Put any flashing behind
all
it?
the decks are bolted to the house. And then the 6x6ers are in the front. There's one directly on there's actually two on the stairs, left and right, and then the two's on the end. And I did the stringers for them stairs, too.
You put any flashing behind that decking?
Yeah, there's flashing all the way around the house, wherever the decks are. I got to get some pea gravel in it. Right in front of them steps right there, it's all muddy all the time. Yeah, because everybody walks in there from the driveway. What I need to do is get some pea gravel down from there to the driveway.
I don't think it never ends, Dom. There's always something to do.
Always.
I know. You know, around the windows, the casings around the windows on the inside, I haven't done them yet. I mean, that's all sealed in there. I use that aluminum tar tape on the outside, so everything's sealed real good. But I haven't done the window sills or the trim that goes in there. That beam on the inside of the house, I want to trim it. And the hallway after this door, that's the kitchen's on the left, living room's on the right. When you walk in, you go back, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 feet, and then you enter a hallway, and that's where all the ceilings are flat, you know, where it's not cathedral. And right through that entranceway, I got to do the door casing around that and the air conditioner door. And there's a pantry in the kitchen that needs that too. There's 6 windows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 windows. I got to do the casing run.
Yeah, that stuff ain't cheap. I used all cherry casing and trim off of my wife's property right here, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was using oak. There's only one window that's done. It's in the right side in the back where the bedroom is. I had a piece of 8-foot oak and 2 pieces of 8-foot oak, and I did one window in the back. It looks really good. But then Biden got elected. The price of wood went through the ceiling, and I held off. Those oak boards are pretty damn expensive. So I'm going to wait, see if the price comes back down, and I'm going to go get some more. Now, either that, I'm just going to hire a trim guy. How much do you think it would cost to trim the windows and there's only one doorway that needs to be done. And what's the other thing that needs to be done? The hallway, the air conditioning door, the hallway, and the windows. So 8 windows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, 8 windows. What do you think a trim guy would get for that?
Just for labor, probably 19 to 2,500 for labor.
Yeah, well, if he's worth it, it's worth it. Some of those guys are like artists.
Oh yeah. I like doing trim, but yeah, you get them in there, they're going to charge at least $50 to $70 an hour.
Right. Well, it's beats me doing it. I can't get on the ladder. Hey, that first picture with the where it's all white, looks like a church. If you see the red markers on that tree, that's the elevation markers.
Say it again. The first picture where the boom truck is?
No, the next one down. The one where after we got all the walls up to the roof up, you'll see a tree and it's got the 2 red markers on it.
Yeah, I see that.
That's an elevation. The lake is 20 feet below the bottom one. There's a spike in the tree.
Well, the water got to get pretty high before it got you.
Yeah, because we're up on that mountain. That used to be just a hill. And took the trackhoe, but I had the guy keep shaving it off, pushing it forward until it was enough area to do the footing and to be able to walk around the house. And believe it or not, though, later on, in the back left of that picture, I still have to clear it, but I walk back there, there's even a taller mound.
So, wonder what it's for.
It's just the way the dirt, the way the dirt is there. That was a big mound, and or a hill, and then there's a hill to the back left. If I would have known the hill was in the back left, because you could see all the tree growth that I really couldn't see back there, I should have walked it and looked. I would have put the house on that second mound because it's actually higher. And if you're sitting on the front porch here and you're looking across the street at the lake, you can just see over the top of the guy's house across the street and see the lake, the main body of the lake. If I would have been to the left more and in the back there on a higher point, I would have had like a grand view of the lake.
Wow. Yeah. I bet it's probably pretty full down there now, right? You still don't have places to build, or is it pretty full?
Well, I'm on the other side of the street. The $700,000 million homes are on the lake. On this side, I got my $250,000 home, and then there's 3 other houses that started building on the road here. They're not done yet. The lot to the right of me and the lot to the left of me are empty. They belong to the house, one house on one side and one house on the other side across the street. They bought the acreage because they wanted to get 6 acres to claim agriculture.
Yeah.
Because here you combine the lot across the street with the lot that's wooded and as one parcel, even though there's a road to it. And then you get your 6 acres, and then you can claim agricultural discount.
Yeah, I don't even know if we have something like that around here.
Yeah, I don't know. Every town's different. But if you look through that front door, that's where there's no door. You can see right out the back door. That's the room I'm in the back there.
You Joyce hangers on the floor, Joyce's, Jeff?
Oh, yeah, always do. I enjoy seat side, plus I throw them 4 screws to the face.
Yeah, that's what I do. Hey, those brackets are neat.
You know, I think I used them brackets you was talking about, but I think if I was right about it, ours has 1 bolt. It's for decks, and you got to use it at the beginning and every 8 feet on a deck to keep, I think, within limits of the code. And I think mine has 4 screws you bolt to the joist, and then it has 1 bolt that runs back to the plate of the house. Is that what you were saying?
Me or him?
You, Dom. When you was talking about them hurricane bolts. They made us start using like the ones I just explained to you. If you was looking at your porch, looking back toward like your house where you see that door open, and if your floor joists, which I can see they run out and back toward the door, back toward that house. Every 8 foot, they make a screw that runs back to the plate of the house, and then it bolts 4 screws up underneath 1 joist. That's what we have to use. They just passed that last year.
No, I got, there's a beam, like right under that door, all the way to the back door. There's a beam. It's a wood beam. It's just I made it. And the beam goes all the way across. It sits on pilings every 8 feet. And then there's the hangers, the joist hangers, on each side, and those I can't screw through, but the outside plates, left and right, on the exterior wall, I was able to screw in to the joist. But those also have the hangers. And then there's supports down the left side, like where the windows are, down going straight back. There's 3 supports with a 2x4 that's underneath there, and then on the left side, right side.
Right.
You can see the flashing on that second picture. on the bottom of the deck there. It's pretty bright. I just noticed it.
Yep, I see it.
I had to use those 2x4s to keep the roof propped up until I got the 2x6s to put in there. The 2x6, it has the mount on the bottom to go there. And then the top is bolts that go through the 2x6 through, there's two 2x8s right there at the edge. And then, believe it or not, the roof itself has another 2x8 on the outside. Like you see this flashing board, that's actually not flashing. Those are the 2x8s, which measure about 7 inches, 7¼ inches. And then the bolts go right through the pieces that are coming out from the house. And that's it. That's all it holds out on. And then where you see the siding missing in the middle, near the top of the doorway and the windows, that's where that came in as a second part. Like that wasn't built in one complete piece. It was the bottom part and the top part. On the inside of the house, I had to take metal strips and then go where the hinge point is. You know, to eliminate the hinge point, you have to put metal strips down it.
Right. I got a question though. On the far outside, you see where your siding's missing? A lot of people up here would come out to the end of your beam that carries your roof extension out, however far that is. They'd go there and they'd build a header all the way across the front and hook to the other side. At the end, and they'd run a T up the middle and make it like a big giant brace-looking deal. And then they stain that.
Well, that'll get the siding right there. See, on the outside you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that just gets siding there. It's the inside that gets the metal straps. Now, there's a header above the windows, each one. The doorway has a unique header because it has to be beef. I think I got I don't know, 2 jack studs and then a king stud on each side. And it goes up right above the doorway with a regular 2x10, I think I used there. There's 2 2x10s there. And then from that point, it goes up again like a 2. It's not quite on the ends. They're close together. They're about 6 inches apart from each other. A pair of 2 2x4s on each side. It goes up. And then it goes up to where the beam is on the top to support the weight of the beam.
Right. Yeah, I understand that, but I was talking about clean out here where your fascia board is on your roof. They put a fake-looking, big, wild-looking truss piece on it and stain it, and a lot of people up here do that.
You mean right where the peak in the doorway is?
Yeah, if you come all the way out to your porch before you step off the front, on each side out at the edge, you know how your beam comes up and carries your rafters that hold your roof, your overhang. They just start on one side right there and run a straight beam all the way across to the other side and nail it off, and it would just be for looks.
Oh, yeah, I thought about that. You mean dressing up the front? Yeah, I'd have to use 2x6s to match everything up there. I really haven't given it any thought. Maybe someday. Maybe when I sell it, somebody else will get it. But I thought about that of, being able to run one all the way across and then 2 of them going up on angles. I had all kinds of ideas. The original plan, before it got changed by my better half, is where you see those 2 windows right above it, there should have been triangle, off angle windows on the left and the one on the right. And but I opted for not putting windows in there because I didn't think it was secure enough.
Right. And no, they do a lot of places, man, and they look nice like that.
Yeah, they do. I just didn't feel comfortable with it. I'm still not comfortable with the 2 2x6s on each side. They are, see, if you look at the porch, the supports, the 2x6s, W4 deal with 20 inches. The 2x6s on the bottom of the porch are by themselves. So the 2x6s that are sitting on the porch sit up on top of the deck. And then what I have is a metal strap that goes from that 2x6 straight across in front of the deck down to the next 2x6 on two sides. Because the 6x6 is in concrete. I was worried that if a good enough wind came by, it might lift the roof up. And then the top of the 2x6 is bolted into that wood up there. It goes all the way out, goes all the way through. I'll get you a detailed picture when I go out there tomorrow. I'll send it to you. And you see how the bolts are. But I was worried that the roof would lift up. I still am. I have a support clamp on that header right there. I mean, on the beam on the top, going to the center of the roof on both sides. But I feel like it could still be blown up. And putting that wood, like you just said, to give it full look, would definitely anchor it down better.
Right. And yeah, I don't think it's going to blow up. I think it would take a heck of a wind to get it to blow up.
You think?
Yeah, I do.
I'm going to tell you where the flat roof that is to the back of the house, we had a lot of different insulation left over. And instead of returning it, I took it up there. When you walk in the house and you're looking at the hallway entranceway, there's a ledge up top, like goes from one side of the house to the other on a diagonal. And where you can put stuff up there. I got an old fire bucket up there. I got a little mini baby rock crib up there, and there's a door. You open up that door, you can go into the above the bedrooms and the bathrooms. I took that insulation. It's 4 feet high in the middle, and you can't walk on the two sides now because there's so much insulation up there.
Hey man, insulation, that'll save you money the rest of your life. I try to tell people that. If you're going to put money in a place, put it in insulation because it's going to save you big time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. My sister kept telling me, you're building a stick house. What are you talking about, a stick house? Because you're not letting it breathe. I said, no, I don't want it to breathe because I want to save money. I said, every time you open up the door or a window, you ain't got to worry about that stick house stuff.
I got so much insulation on the roof of my house, it's pathetic.
Pays, right? I really miss building stuff. After I had 2 houses built for me that I got to watch to get built. I've been a carpenter's apprentice, an electrician's apprentice, a plumber's apprentice, everything. And this one here was a bucket list. After I left Florida, I said I'm going to build my own house. I had just enough strength in me to do this house. And I'm glad. I'm just hoping, I'd like to leave something behind after I die. I hope it's here for another 100 years.
Right. My wife says, you ought to be proud to build your own house. When you do it all the time, you don't think like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I didn't really do it all the time, but I did work all those different fields. And after watching my house get built twice, and I watched how these guys shoot up OSB and shred it like they're using a machine gun, it used to piss me off. I make them do it over. I get the supervisor to the scene and tell them to do that over, take that piece off, because they'd shred, not hit a single board and shred the OSB. It pissed me off on that house in Fountain anyway. So this time around, I said no. I looked at the plans. I almost went with these Amish-made wood houses, but they were just too pricey. I said, and I think I have cash-wise, I got like $95,000 into this house. I don't know what the labor would have been worth, but it was just me and Penny.
Right. Just the material, I got 130.
Yeah, and how many square feet?
I don't know. I have to ask the wife.
One here is small. It's 1,050 square feet. 2 bedroom, 2 bath, living room, kitchen, and that's it really, and a loft area that we really don't use.
I have 2 bathrooms, 3 bedrooms, kitchen, dining room. I think mine's 12 something, but then I have a full basement.
Oh, yeah. I wanted a basement. But you know how much they wanted to do it? It was this company that makes these concrete panels that tongue and groove into each other. They put sealant between them. Anyway, $25,000 just for the basement. I was like,
oh, yeah. Yeah, they're expensive. I mean, they come in, they're thick. They glue them all together. What's that called? Something seamless walls. They do seamless up here. I think they pour solid, big, thick concrete walls or something. They're real nice.
Yeah, these were tongue and groove. They actually one slid into the next one. You couldn't like slide them together. It was like the way it was shaped. You had to slide one into the other one. They put some kind of sealer in there. Then on the outside of the wall, they attach rubber to it. That orange rubber with the little round circles in it. It doesn't breathe. Anyway, they attach the orange that around all the way around the outside, and then they let it go in down on the ground about 3 feet, and then they fill the dirt back in. But it wasn't worth $25,000. I didn't have the $25,000 to do it. I did this one here by paycheck.
Yeah, I think I got 30 some in my basement.
Yeah, that was 10 years ago.
Yeah, I think mine's been 9 years now or something close to that.
It's nice to have. Is it dry?
Yeah, it's dry.
You don't have your radio down there?
No. That's why we built a 3-bedroom. 1 bedroom for us. The other bedroom, my wife can have her crafts or whatever, and the other bedroom's mine.
Oh, okay. Hey, what do you put the metal roof on, Richard?
A shed I'm building.
Is it going to be big?
12 by 12, that's big enough.
Yeah, it's pretty deep. I got a 12 by 16 shed out there, but I bought it from Graceland. It was $3,500 at the time.
Well, I got a 14 by 16 out here now that I bought. And I give $3,200 for it.
Yeah, that's about right. This one's got 2 windows, and then the barn doors.
No, we got 2 windows and 1 big walk-in door, but can't get my zero turn in there.
I can get mine in there once I clean it back up again. I got a bunch of junk in there from building this house. I got so many things that I could probably sell, but I don't know. I just hate selling stuff. I try to give it away to the neighbor across the street. He doesn't seem interested. He's got everything too. He's got stockpiles and stuff. I may just do a spring cleaning, put everything out front of this shed and throw some prices on it and advertise and see what happens. Maybe I can sell a bunch of it so I can get my zero turn in there so I can service it.
So, Jeff, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 12-foot 2x4 or 2x10 pressure treated. I'm going to pad it, put that weather seal stuff against the concrete, drill and concrete it into the concrete, bolt it down to the concrete. And then the back side of it's going to be off the ground. I'm going to use some 6x6 posts to hold it up back there. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, that'll be fine. If it's going to have concrete all the way underneath, I'd come up halfway, whatever it takes, and just take a small piece of crib and mold it so it helps cradle in the middle.
Well, I was just going to do 4 posts across the back side and 2 across the middle.
Right. That'd be all right.
The dead center of it, I figured the 2x10s would hold it.
It will. Now, it's concrete. It's going to be a whole pad underneath of it, or just spots of concrete?
No concrete. The 1-2x4 that I'm going to use to tie my rafters to is going to be nailed to a concrete slab. And then underneath it ain't nothing but open ground all the way back 12 foot.
Oh, okay. So you could do it that way, Richard, or you could come back so far, you could come back, let's say 8 or 9 feet, and then run your all your floor joists, but underneath run your beam 2 floor joists the opposite way, and sort of bridge it back so far, and then just box in your joists in the back. That way it would help carry the center of the floor if you was worried about as far as holding weight in the center. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you're saying now. I wasn't thinking about that.
You know, you could anchor to the front, which is solid to the slab. Say if you're going 12-foot shed, barn, whatever, come 10 foot back and just set your 2 posts on each side, one in the center, and then you know how to do it. Sandwich it with whatever you have, 2x8s, and then that'd make it really strong.
You wouldn't put nothing against the runner across the back for the floor joists to hang to?
You could, but it's only going to be a foot span. It would be fine. Or you could run them all, if you're not worried about having a little wiggle in the middle, you could just run them in the back corners like you normally would. That way you can anchor your joist, box joist around the outside to it. Make everything nice and square.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, running them in the back corner and then across the back, add 2 more across the back. So that'd be 4 across the 12-foot span across the back of it.
If it was me, I'd run 3. I'd run one, you know what I mean, 12 foot. I'd run one at 0, at 6 foot, and one at 12 foot. It's plenty, 3. Because if your 2x8s will span to 12 foot that way, well, it should carry all the weight 6 foot the other way, you know what I'm saying? And if you was worried about that, if you're a little too far apart, Richard, you could always come on the inside underneath your post and run one up underneath the bottom on the inside. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying there. I was going to do it on the back corners like that and across the back. That way, that would give me something to nail up to where I could then close that with some ladder lace or something.
Right. How high is it going to be in the back, Richard?
Probably about 4.5, 5 foot off the ground.
Yeah, if it's off the ground, I'd run 4 posts in the back.
Come off the I also thought about coming off the concrete, come back 6 foot off the concrete, run me 3 posts, 12 foot apart, 0, 6, and 12, and add a bracing in there for the boxing to sit on, and then do the same thing on the back side. Go 3, 6, and 12, or 0, 6, and 12.
Right. Then that would act as bridging. Yep. That'd be just fine. Dom, you still in there?
Yeah, I'm here. At the time when I was putting in the septic tank, I had to have 260 feet of drain field. And those are those torpedo-looking things straight across. And to the left side of the house, it goes out, it curves around, it went between pine trees. I mean, we destroyed it. And 2 of those trees already died. I'm waiting for 2 more to die because I know we cut the roots on that one too, and it's starting to look a little peaked. It took quite a few years though before they died, but they did die. And I'm kind of glad. I wish a couple more out there would die off.
Well, what you did is you tried to kill them, and then you give them a bunch of good fertilizer.
Yeah, that's what happened. But they still eventually died. There's one, with the picture of the house after it was stained, there's a tree to the right there. That tree must have went through a wicked storm at one time, because about halfway up, there's a twist in it, and where it looked like it had cracked, and then healed, and then continued to grow. So that's one I'd like to take down, because it looks like if it gets another good twist, it's just going to give up at that point.
Then I was going to concrete in the ground. I'm going to go down about 4 foot with concrete.
That's what I always do. I always dig a 3-foot hole. I put 8 inches of concrete in the post, and I put concrete around my post too. And Dom, I did hear you. Yes.
Wait, what were you talking about? Putting your post in the ground 4 feet down?
Yeah, I put them down 4 feet and concrete them.
You throw gravel on the bottom of the hole?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
That's great.
Go 4 foot. Fill a foot of it up with gravel, and then put your post in there and concrete around it.
All right. The black you see on here on the bottom, it's actually a rubber sealant that does wood or metal. And when you put it on, it goes on like an oil. It soaks into the wood, and then after that, it rubberizes. And you could sand it down, but it's still going to be black underneath because of the way it soaks into the wood and the concrete. And I'll tell you, when I put that black stuff on, I've been in a lot of crawl spaces that always damp, down there. There was no moisture whatsoever. As a matter of fact, it was super dry underneath there. That sealant, it really works. It's commercial sealant. I got it at Home Depot.
What do you think about that, Jeff? 4 foot down, 1 foot of gravel, and then concrete? We done lost Jeff.
I think he said he'll dig it down deep and then 8 inches of concrete. We just need something to anchor it, really.
Right. Did you say something, Richard?
Yeah, I said go 4 foot and fill a hole up 1 foot with gravel, put the post in there and concrete it.
Now, around here, they don't let us do that. Around here, they want at least 30 inches of post in the ground, and we normally put 6 inches of concrete in the bottom so it don't sink. I don't know why, but they have us put concrete in the bottom. Then they don't care if you put concrete around the post or not, which I do.
Yeah, to keep the ground termites from getting it.
So you don't put no ceiling around it like Dominic said?
Well, if you buy number 1 treated, it's good for 20 years buried. But you have to ask. A lot of people don't just give you number 1. You might be getting number 3, and number 3 is not intended to be buried. I don't know if anybody knows that or not, but there's 1, 2, and 3. Only 1's intended to be buried, and if you get to 4x4 or 6x6s in number 1, no, I don't put nothing on them at all.
Well, I was going to use 6x6.
Yeah, you just got to make sure it doesn't say above grade. You got to, you want the stuff that you could put in the ground.
Right. I'm making a cough up here.
Man, he ain't going to go to bed tonight making another cup of coffee this late.
Yeah. I put the sealant on them just to protect them even longer. This way I don't have to worry about it. I was more worried about water getting into it and then freezing, and that causes wood to split, than more of anything else. And because it is a very wet area, when we get our rainy season. But that was, like everything I did, is overkill. I wanted to build it to last. W40 over 40.
Now, this way this reads right here is weather 6x6 by 8 foot 2 southern yellow pine ground contract pressure treated lumber. I don't know about that. I want some one, like you said, KG4WQQ.
Right. It can make ground contact, but I don't think it's really made to be, it's not the stuff that you can bury in the ground. W4D on.
Well, I guess I could do it like I did my front porch. Just put me 36 inches of concrete in the ground, or put 2 foot of concrete in the ground. Make a good flat top on it and make sure it's level, and get the little metal brace and anchor it to the concrete in the center, and put my post on it and nail the post to the metal.
Yeah. You can't see it in my pictures, but when you come up with the concrete, I usually come about 4 inches above the ground, and then I cheat to the top so any water runs down to off the concrete.
Probably what I'll do, because that little metal bracing underneath that 6x6 post on my porch, it's 3/4 of an inch thick.
Well, if you're using 6x6s for your porch, you could just bolt them. You get those big bolts that you could just stick right through there and bolt it and forget about it.
Well, that's what I got on my porch. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 6x6 posts pressure treated to hold my front porch on the house.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up,
I went
guys?
with 2x6 on the
just doing a
rails.
test.
There's 2x4s on
let
the
me
bottom
run for a little bit.
style. But on the
Testing the
handrails,
new
the
Anan
top rails, I went with
radio
2x6s.
guy here in the shack.
2x4s,
So
they tend to want
nothing
to warp.
special tonight. Just running the
curl line.
test. I'll be running it for another maybe 15 minutes or so.
They don't
You can
do that
enjoy.
as much,
KG to MM.
especially when you anchor them down real good. I believe a car could crash into that, maybe break some of the porch, but not go through it.
I'm back.
Yeah, like I was telling Dom, I got these little metal braces that I drilled an anchor hole and anchored to my concrete slab on my front porch, and then put 6x6 post in that little metal bracket and nailed it to the bracket.
Yeah, I use them all the time. I'm using most of them for handrails, if you're hooking the concrete or whatever. They're galvanized. You just screw them or fasten the concrete and set your posts on top of them. They're all right.
Yeah, that's what I could do there. Go 2 foot in the ground with some concrete. Dig me a hole, probably post hole size digger, hole, and level the concrete off, and then put that little metal brace on the bottom of that, on top of the concrete, anchor it dead center of the concrete, and then put my 6x6 in there and go from there.
Yeah, it worked just fine. The way all it's doing is holding the post from sliding back and forth. You know what I mean? All the weight down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a heavy deck. Push it down.
Well, what I was going to do, I was going to use, instead of a 2x10 for the outside bordering of the box, I was going to use 2x12, and then come inside there with 2x10s for the floor rafter.
Right, that's fine. You're just beefing up your box joints to help carry all the weight, because that's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, that's okay.
And then on the post, so for the boxing, I'd set the boxing corner on top of the post and nail it.
You don't slide it down over, the one going north and south. there and the one going east or west on the other side?
I probably could do that. I ain't the way I built my back deck. Let me take that back. That is the way I built my back deck. I used a 6x6 and I nailed me a runner board to the 6x6, anchored it, put me a metal galvanized anchor to the wood like a roof of rafter would be, and then went to the other side of it and nailed another one up and run my rafters.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just want something to make sure that doggone outer board box ain't going to slide down.
I use Timberlock screws, same one they make from the Hurricane screws. I buy 4-inch screws. I put 2 in each one.
Yeah, right.
Call them Timberlock screws?
Yeah, that's the brand I buy here, Timberlock.
They'll be galvanized.
No more. They got nice ones. They're painted. They got oversized threads and they're painted with some kind of epoxy paint.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, what's the term when I bought these? They were galvanized. And it's definitely secure, especially when you're messing with 2x6.
Would you put those in your runner boards too, your floorboards, your floor rafters?
No,
just in the box frame.
Hangers and regular screws.
Roger, on the box frame.
Double with the
He said if you'd run them in the rafters, I said no, I just run them in the box frame around the box. Right. Anywhere you got a post connection, I use them there.
Right. The posts that are coming up underneath the front porch there, the side porch, it goes clear up inside those 2x6s, and then there's those bolts going in 2 there. And I actually have on the corner ones, I got 2
Hey,
on
Lee.
the front, 2 on the side.
WB5DTU.
Right. You can definitely eat
just
some
doing
up,
some
man. I know
testing
that.
here.
When you go
Nothing
to start using
fancy,
them,
just
it don't take long. I buy them by
checking
the 50
audio
pack, I
and
think.
levels and everything.
It don't
to
take
get
long to
back
use them up. I know that.
Live streaming,
Yeah.
using this new Anan 200D here in the shack.
Contractor packs, they're
It's,
sometimes a good deal.
Testing
I'm
it
going
out.
to get a glass of water. I'll be
Thanks for
right back.
coming by.
W4D1.
All right.
So far, I'm under $1,500 in parts and just material.
Right, that's not bad at all.
That's getting 8 6x6s. Using 3 in the center, and then laying 2 down to run the floor rafters on for floor support, and then running 3 6x6s across the back.
Right, yeah.
Well, it's going to have some weight on the floor. I want to be sure it's not going to go anywhere. And by anchoring the 2x12 to the concrete, drill a hole in the concrete and put your anchor in the concrete and anchor the board to the concrete, that ain't going to go nowhere.
No, that won't go no place.
And the concrete's 10 inches thick, So I know it's not hollow. Because I have a block wall built up. Then I got 4 blocks high, 8-inch blocks, 12-inch by 8-inch, 8-inch by 12 blocks high, 4 of them high, with a 10-inch pour concrete slab on top of that.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to move all that weight.
to use joist hangers for the floor runners, they'll be fine. Take the outer box, you know, that's just basically to enclose the floor rafters, really.
Right, right.
We just spent $7,495 to have a metal awning come out here to be put up.
Well, I'll tell you right now, the metal awnings are not cheap.
Yeah, it'll be here. It'll be put up 4 to 6 weeks. I got them to put me an opening up off of the backside of the carport here. That's where we're going to put that awning at for the cars to park under. And I made them make me an opening up. So that's the reason why I want the lean roof on it, you know, to slide. Put the roof up to that. And that way the doors will open up to this opening that I've got on this carport that I'm having put up. So, and they'll swing in. So then I can just drive my lawnmower, because I'm going to have the same height. The floor is going to be the same height as my concrete, so when I open the doors, I just drive my zero turn right in there.
Right, right. Yeah, I don't think you have no problem at all. I know the awnings around here, they're very expensive. They can put them up not very fast either. So I don't know, they got to be making good money on them.
Well, they got to be. I mean, I don't know, man. I believe I could probably buy the material cheaper myself than having to pay them to come out here and do it myself. But I'm that type of person. If I think I can do it by myself, by George, I'll do it.
Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong saving a buck where you can save it.
Well, it ain't as much as saving a buck, Jeff, as much as, you know, you contract it out to somebody to come in here to do it, and then you get done with it, and they say, all right, there's the bill for the rest of it, and you're looking at it, and you're, wait a minute, this has got to be straight. That's got to be done. I mean, I got into this when the guys come out here and re-roofed the front and top of my house and rebuilt the front of my porch up here to enclose it for me. The one side's out of plumb. And I said, whoa, wait a minute. I said, why is this leaning out? Oh, that's the way you built it. Well, it ain't the way I built it. When I got to investigating on it here the other day, well, back in the late fall there, when I done what I did, I enclosed it up in there and put some siding in there, made it look a little nicer and painted it, hung some lights up for the wife. But when I got to putting that siding up in there to enclose to hide the boards and everything that was in there so it wouldn't look so ugly, I got to noticing, man, they had wedged it out. And I was like, why would they want to wedge it out? It was plumb, it was level when I built it the first time. And they got to one corner and it's out of plumb. I mean, it's the bottom of it's bowed out.
Well, if they did it in some way, it had to benefit whatever they was doing, or they wouldn't have did it.
Well, yeah, that's what I come to figure too. And then come to find out, they got my post out of plumb, and I said, oh, that's the way them posts was. And I said, no, hell, it wasn't. I went out there in my shed and got my 8-foot level out and slapped up on it, and I said, look here. And he said, oh, that's my level. I said, you're full of hogwash. I said, look right here. That son of a gun got engravement on it, AFP, Affordable Fire Protection.
I think on my side porch, I'm just going to do a sunsetter in the back porch.
Say it again, Don.
On my back porch and side porch, I'm going to put up 2 sunsetters. They got the ones now, if the wind gets too high, they'll automatically retract, and you can use the remote control on them. I'm going to put one on the left side there and in the back.
The remote control ones, do they last a while? Or have you ever had them?
My mom had one over 14 years. And the material, and you can get just the material. The material on hers started like having these little pinholes. I guess it was from, the UV. They look like little pinholes in the top of it. She called them up, and they sent her. She was still under warranty on the top. They sent her a new one.
Wow, must be a pretty decent company then.
Yeah, Sunsetter.
Oh yeah, I heard of them. Yeah, it's a well-known company up here too.
Yeah, that's what my dad had put on his little porch out there in Arizona.
Yeah, they're easy to
I remember you told me you went out there when you had it done.
Wall. Yeah, you got to make sure it's secure, nice. And it's got a groove in it, and then the material just slides into that groove, and you're done with that part.
Boy, is it me or is the band just messed up tonight? I got the lowest noise level I've ever had.
Well, when that guy's not talking down there, it's got about S5.
I keep a S9 for some reason or another.
Well, guys, I think I'm going to call it a night. I'll catch you in the morning if you're on here. If not, maybe tomorrow night. I hope you're feeling a better, Jeff. And Richard, we'll talk to you later. Good night, all. W40 all.
All right, catch you later, Dom, tomorrow sometime. KB3, WBX.
All right, Dom, catch you later. KG4, WQQ.
So what kind of good amplifiers you got up there now, Richard?
Well, I just got the Mercury here. I sold the QRO.
How do you like the Mercury? You like it pretty well?
Well, I ain't married to it.
You like it as good as your QRO?
Jeff, I like it. I do like it. I've got the software on the computer.
All right, guys, I'm getting ready
where I can carry the mouse over and click the standby, or
I'm about to
click
shut
the
it
fan
down.
to make the fan speed up, or
appreciate you guys stopping by.
I can see it on my computer.
I'll try to do more
and
live
it's sitting
streams.
over here
and,
to the far left of me. I don't have to look at the screen
these,
on that to see what kind of
channel
wattage it's
rocking and rolling.
doing. I don't have to worry about looking at the screen, see what the temperature's getting up to.
And,
I can see it on my screen. And then, that makes it a lot easier.
Catch you later.
And it's hooked to the computer, and it's linked to the Thesis program, and it follows the radio. So if I change bands, go to 40, it changes it, says 60-40.
All right, guys, catch you later.